This is 3 News Daily.
Hello everyone, welcome back to 3 News Daily on this Monday, June 5th. I'm Stephanie Haney here with your top stories from Northeast Ohio. And we start today in Sandusky, where a husband and wife on a motorcycle were killed in a head-on crash with a car. This happened Saturday afternoon on State Route 101 south of the Turnpike. 67-year-old Donald Brown Jr. and his wife, 65-year-old Lisa Brown, were riding a Harley when they were hit by 72-year-old Nancy Taylor. Police say it appears her car went left of center. Both victims weren't wearing helmets. Taylor was seriously injured in the crash as well, but is in stable condition this afternoon. Now in Willoughby, police are warning residents after 5 cars were broken into over the weekend. Officials actually caught a group of suspects in the act. It happened at the Willoughby Hills Towers apartment on Chardon Road. Police say they believe the suspects were trying to steal the cars when officers arrived on the scene. The suspects led police on a chase into Euclid, but police broke off the pursuit after reaching dangerous high speeds. Now, of the 5 cars stolen, they were Kias and Hyundais, and police say other cars in the lot that were also Kias and Hyundais were not broken into, and they had steering wheel locks on them, so they are reminding drivers that they are offering free steering wheel locks to residents who own a Kia or a Hyundai. Now, as summer gets closer, the state of Ohio has lifted its burn ban. In case you weren't aware, no open fires are allowed during the spring months in Ohio. But fire officials are now warning residents that open fires are still not allowed in the Windsor area. This is after fire departments from 3 counties fought a 50-acre brush fire Friday night. It took crews more than 13 hours to put the flames out. The cause of the fire is still under investigation. So here's a heads up. All fires found or reported in Windsor will be extinguished. Now back here in Cuyahoga County, if you commute on 480 West, you'll see new traffic patterns today. That's because the Ohio Department of Transportation has opened up the westbound express lanes on the Valley View Bridge. This lets drivers bypass that busy I-77 exit. Now, if you need to exit at I-77, just stay on the westbound bridge and use the right lanes. ODOT says slow down for the new traffic patterns, and remember, it is illegal to use or hold a cell phone while driving. Also starting today, RTA is expanding routes between Cuyahoga and Summit counties. The Akron Metro RTA will start a fixed route bus service from Cleveland's Southgate Transit Center to various places in Summit County. Metro RTA's CEO, that's a lot of letters, excuse me, says that this will create new access to jobs and opportunities for passengers. You can find more information on that new route on WKYC.com. Now, people around the country celebrated National Cancer Survivors Day yesterday. Every year, the first Sunday of June is set aside to celebrate people who have survived, inspire people who have been recently diagnosed, and support their families. And right here in Northeast Ohio, the Gathering Place in Beechwood hosted its annual Race for the Place 5K and 1-mile walk run. The event takes place outside of Beechwood Place Mall, and it's the Cancer Support Center's largest fundraiser.
It's really critical to help us. All our services are free of charge, so to continue to offer all these free services to the community of Cleveland, we need the support of the community, so it's a big event.
WKYC is proud to be a media sponsor of Race for the Place, and our own Danielle Wiggins, you see her right there, she's a cancer survivor. She hosted the event with all of that energy. We're so glad that we've got Danielle here, and what a perfect event for her to host. All right, let's talk about your money now. Gas prices have dropped again throughout Northeast Ohio. In Akron, prices fell more than 10 cents from last week. Drivers are now paying an average of $3.36 per gallon. In Cleveland, drivers are paying $3.41 per gallon. That's down more than 8 cents from last week. For context, those prices are up 1.2 cents from a month ago, but still $1.44 cheaper than last year. That's almost $1.50 cheaper than a year ago. That is wild. Drivers across the country are paying about $3.51 per gallon right now. Now, with Pride Month in full swing, many communities are hosting events dedicated to the LGBTQ+ community, and those events can be a huge benefit for the economy. Lydia Esparra explains.
With pride and joy, the LGBTQ community made their way through the Cleveland streets to celebrate the beginning of Gay Pride Month.
You know, this community is such an awesome place because they've actually helped me put my artwork out there.
A day after this, the festivities continued at this flea market on Detroit Avenue. Jen Ripple repurposes candles and records.
The community comes out and is always ready to support what we do.
And what the LGBTQ community does is this. According to a 2021 U.S. government census, LGBTQ community, it is the fastest growing minority segment in the U.S. with a spending power of $1.4 trillion, right in line with Hispanics and African Americans. LGBTQ Pride Month is a month typically in June dedicated to the celebration and commemoration of lesbians, gay, bisexual, and transgender pride. It began back in 1969, and as the parade and festivals grew, so did the spending on merchandise promoting pride.
It's been great. Pride Month is the best month, our busiest month.
A busy month for small business in Cleveland. But when you look at the $1 trillion being spent nationwide, experienced and savvy business owners like Ripple know Pride Month can be their best month.
We have ups and downs for sure, but because of the LGBTQ community, we're always thriving under what we come out and do.
Now, the numbers for exactly how much people spent in Cleveland this weekend should be out sometime this week. We'll know the full economic impact after Pride Month is over at the end of June. All right, in other economic news, experts say house sales are down this spring despite the biggest price drop for houses since 2012. And that brings us to our question of the day. We want to know, how has the housing market affected your plans to buy or sell a home in the last few years? Post your comment to the WKYC Facebook page. We'll talk about that during What's New at 4 o'clock. You know, I have friends that are in the housing market. They tell me it's still kind of tough. There are a lot of offers going on out there. Interesting to see what y'all say about this. All right, coming up tonight, City Council will take the final steps necessary to bring a DORA, or a designated outdoor refreshment area, to East 4th Street here in Cleveland. This was approved by City Council back in February, and now the council members have to hold their official vote. So if council passes it, which they are expected to, people will be able to buy alcoholic beverages and then walk around freely with them on East 4th Street. This will be the first DORA here in Cleveland. Several other cities in Ohio already have these DORA spaces since they were approved in the state in 2015. You can find them in Akron, Canton, and Sandusky, also in Toledo, just to name a few. Okay, now the Cleveland Metro Park Zoo has announced that the Asian Lantern Festival is back this year. It's coming back very soon. This will be the 6th year for the popular event. It features light displays, live acrobatic performances, and an Asian food market. The zoo says setup is already underway. Artisans are handcrafting more than 1,000 lanterns. And the Asian Lantern Festival starts July 7th. It runs through August 27th, and it's open Thursday through Sunday as a walk-through exhibit. On Wednesdays, they open up so that people have the option to drive through it. The zoo says more than 150,000 people enjoy the festival each year, and those tickets are available now if you want to get in on that. And if that doesn't get you in the summer mood, pool season is just around the corner. Cleveland City Pools will be open from the second weekend in June through the second weekend in August. They're open Wednesdays through Sundays from noon to 7:30 p.m. And Cleveland runs more than 24 swimming pools, spray basins, and splash pads. So lots of options if you want to get out there and cool off. Now, before we go, Shaker Heights Police Department held a special ceremony this morning to swear in 4 brand new police officers and 1 8-year-old boy who's now an honorary junior officer with the department. He says he's dreamed of being an officer and took an oath to respect his parents, teachers, and be a good citizen. They say they hope one day he'll be a full-fledged police officer. We hope you do too, buddy. Thanks for watching 3 News Daily. We'll be back at 4 p.m. with What's New. Have a beautiful Monday, everybody.